So, hello, Maria. I'm really happy to have this little talk with you.
It's a pleasure to me as well.
So, Maria is a intercultural trainer, and she's also a game designer, a very unique mix. And so, in this little talk, I wanted to ask you what is we had spoken about the Jugaad mindset, and it's the Indian cultural trait of finding innovative solutions with resources with you. So you have so many examples in India of farmers or at home mothers.
Some examples first, because it's interesting to know the authentic part of this notion.
It can be a farmer who uses, for example, a motorcycle engine to pump water if his pump is not working. So he'll probably use that to as a makeshift solution. And on the other hand, you have like in all the households, you see we have a lot of plastic bottles. So a plastic bottle, you can cut it and make it into a funnel. And yeah, they're like, if you just Google Jugaad and India, you like there is also like making an omelette
And iron.
on an iron.
Yeah, I've seen
So all
it.
kind of funny things you can see, but you just realize how creative people can be. And I think the background of this is also from an improvisation uh, perspective, because in India, like we are not like Germans or Swiss people, like precise and on time, whereas in India, anything can happen. There's a lot of uncertainty, ambiguity, and so we learn to adapt with the different constraints. And I think, like from the little research I did and the little interaction I had with Russians, to understand from the Russian perspective, I think the Russians also have this ingenuity. And so if you could just tell me something from your point of view.
Yes, I also believe that Russian people do have a similar mindset in terms of finding solutions in situations where they lack some resources, or they just need to find a way out of some difficult situation or a problem. And I think it's not the same probably as in India, because it's something authentic for Indian culture, but we do have a similar mindset. And I also use it when I need to solve a problem or a
Mm-hmm.
task. And I just feel I have inspiration to find any solution in any situation. And this is what happened to me when I just want to make you an example. When I was in Thailand with my son, we were
Mm-hmm.
just two of us. We were traveling to Thailand, and we had just one suitcase. Of course, we couldn't take all the toys with us. And when the time went, and we played all the toys we had, and my son got a little bit bored with this kind of restraint. We didn't have enough toys. I decided to create a new toy. So
Wow.
I used only the resources I had. So of course, I bought him some new toys, some small toys, but I couldn't buy a lot of toys because we wouldn't be able to get them back home. Our suitcase was overloaded
So that was
already.
your constraint of
It was
limited
our
space.
constraint, yes. So I had to invent something new using the things that we already had.
Nice.
uh, we had an album, a paper, and we had some pencils, so we had different things. We had a board game with us, but he got bored with it. So I decided to invent a new board game for him. And
Wow.
I will share my screen to show
Oh,
what we made.
wow.
We made it together. Let me just find it where it is on my.
That's where your game designer background came into use.
Sorry, it's not the right screen, so just let me find it where it is. Okay, here it is. So
I'm intrigued.
I took a paper.
Oh, okay.
We had these, I don't know the English for this thing, a kind of template that you can use to trace and paint and draw some figures. So we had some pencils, we had a colorful pen that can change colors, and we had a couple of dices, and we had
Nice.
tokens.
Coins.
I used coins to draw circles. So I
Ah,
drew this the way on the
wow.
play field. We colored it, and we used some creative ideas. What kind of playing actions could happen during this way, and we played several times, and he couldn't stop because the game, well, it is quite small because our album was just this size, and the game was very quick, and he couldn't stop. He played it over and over again, and he loves it a lot. And
Wow.
it's an example of a Jugaad solution of making something new when you don't invest. Yeah, you just use the resources you already have.
Beautiful. This looks really pretty. So what is the game? How did it go?
So since we were on vacation, this game was has a setting of traveling. You start here and you go along the way, and something may happen. Like, for example, you got on an island this yellow circle with palms, and it means that if you got here, you need to have a rest, and you skip the next go because you're having a rest here.
Nice.
Then you go next, and you got on plane, and it takes you further a few goes forward, and then there is bad weather, it's raining, so you need to skip a go again, and there is a whale, you can travel on a whale's back.
Wow.
But and then there is what's the English for this? Please tell me.
Hot air balloon? Is it a...
Yeah, it's a balloon. So you can also relax and have a little bit of travel on the balloon. And if you step on a heart, it means you need to kiss all the players. So we kissed a lot.
Nice.
Yeah, this is how it goes. But it's not the only one solution. We have also created another Jugaad game, Jugaad style game at home, because COVID also imposed some restraints. We decided to create a game to play at home to cope with some difficulties and inconveniences in our home life. Because we need to combine work and household and kids. The kids have their education online. They have Zoom calls with teachers. They have some scheduled classes in Google Class, and they have they have a lot of activities they would like to do, but they also have some responsibilities as well. And sometimes they don't want to do what they don't want to do, like clean up or doing homework for the next class. So in order to put everything in order, because at the beginning of the confinement, it was so difficult to structure our life. I mean, not to structure, but to live it, because it was a mess. It was totally a mess. We had to work, and kids had to do their homework, and we need to control them and to
Yeah.
persuade them, and they didn't want to do half of the things. So we designed the game, and here is a picture of my son painting the play.
Wow.
So he painted it himself. Here how it looks like. And I Googled some pictures that could demonstrate our daily activities, like working, playing, watching movies and cartoons, yoga, reading, doing
Wow. So you
work.
made an interactive agenda.
So I Googled a lot of pictures that could correspond to our activities, and printed on a just colorful printer, and so the game, if you want me to tell you a few words about the game, how it goes, each player has a huge variety of activities, but each go is like one day, and for each day, each player needs to choose 4 activities that he or she would like to do during this day. For example, for this day, I would like to plan to work, to watch a movie, to do yoga, and to, for example, to cook food, because we need to cook food. We live at home all days long, so we need to cope with it. And for example, my son would choose watching cartoons, maybe playing a couple of times, and something else like, okay, Zoom call with his teacher. He can choose it. And so the player goes, throws the dice and moves along the field, but each go something happens. There is a deck of cards with situations or some events that just happen, and you open a card and you read this event, and it can influence your plans. For example, you can draw a card and it says, on this day internet failed, so all the activities that you planned connected with the internet fail.
Wow.
For example, you can't watch cartoons, movies, you can't have Zoom calls, and if this happens, it lowers your satisfaction level. So the measure of this game is the satisfaction level of each player. And if something like this happens, the satisfaction level drops. And if vice versa, everything is done as it planned, and there are good cases that improve situation, that add to the satisfaction level, and this is how the game goes. So for example, there may be a card saying that today it was a check, your work check, and if you did your homework, you were praised by your teacher. If you worked this day, and your manager praised your work, so you got some additional points to your satisfaction level. And the winner is the one who gets the highest level of satisfaction by the end of the game.
Wow, this is brilliant. I think in offices as well, at work, as in we can all gamify our whole life, and it reflects also, like we speak about the VUCA world, and things can just change, and we just need to adapt
Yeah,
to the situation.
and it was very useful because the effect of the game that was on my kids, because to me and my husband it was just fun, and it was more intended for kids to learn how to plan and to understand the consequences and the responsibilities, because if you don't clean up, there will be some mess afterwards, and your satisfaction level may drop because there will be some consequences, etc. So this game teaches kids to bear it in mind. And immediately after the game, after we played it for the first time, he started going around and cleaning up his toys before going to bed. And he was going and planning that tomorrow I will do this and this. So he transferred his experience in game into his reality, and he started planning his day in reality. That was amazing. I didn't expect such an effect on him, but it happened.
Wow, I think that's a wonderful lesson for all
Yeah.
of us, and I'm sure your son must be super happy, and you must be, both of you must be really happy to have a son who learns through games and who self disciplines himself.
Yeah, and I mean the Jugaad solution was just using again what we have. We paint the play field ourselves, and we printed the cards. Nothing new. We didn't buy anything. We just created it out of nothing.
Brilliant. So the constraint of staying at home and the things that you had at home, and that you couldn't go out. And on top of that, you needed to organize your personal life and the work life, and at the same time, give a good education.
Yep.
Everything all done in a game. I think this is a frugal solution. I think Jugaad is the mindset, but this is a frugal solution. So, wow, I'm really impressed. I'll definitely share this with my friends and everyone. I think everyone can do this at home, and even we as adults, we can plan our life and learn something from this game.
Yeah, I mean, I created this game not to sell it or to use it widely.
Yeah,
I just created it for our family because it fits our needs. Any frugal solution is a solution that intended to solve a particular problem. Yes, and so I created it specifically for our need. But if anyone is interested, I will be happy to share the rules and some explanations of how to create it at home and play it. It's very easy to do it for everyone themselves.
super. Thanks a lot. So I think from now on, I'll roam around with a pair of dice, because I think you can gamify anything, anywhere, just with a little bit of randomization, and you just bring the play into it. And I think this whole coronavirus situation has taught us to become frugal and also innovate, and most importantly, make it playful. Even make work playful, and we can have fun with constraints. So
Right.
thank you so much, Maria. Thank you so much for sharing this
Thank you, Abhinav. It was a pleasure
your
talking to you.
your experience of as a cultural consultant and as a game designer, and showing this in such a practical and pragmatic way of how we can innovate in everyday life. So thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you.